Welcome to the Kyber Show, Episode 3. As always, I very much appreciate the feedback and any comments in general. I would especially like to thank in advance as well for those who point out where I've made a mistake in my analysis. Please keep letting me know. My goal is always to be accurate and factual. And in the future, we're going to pin any of the comments below the video here where I need to make some sort of correction. I'm also happy to chat in Discord with you if you're so inclined. This week of Grand Arena Championships features the return of 3 versus 3. It's loved by some, but I'm rather certain it's disliked by a lot more. I'm one of the ones who enjoy it, but I know that I'm in the minority here. Nonetheless, it does make for some fascinating and unexpected fights. And this week in particular, it's quite fun to see how people are using Chupio, both on offense and on defense. Let's take a look at the fights. Fight number 1. This one is from the Playbook, who goes in game as Fatal, with Jedi Training Rey, BB-8, and R2-D2 versus Old School Finn and Resistance Hero Finn and Resistance Hero Poe. This is definitely not an easy fight, and you need to outspeed Resistance Hero Finn with your JTR so you can move before him. Even then, it's very much of a control matchup with the goal of preventing Resistance Hero Finn from moving at all and using any of his specials. And you have to prevent normal Finn from cleansing and taunting in order to do that. Let's take a look. Alright, fight starts here. BB-8 will wiggle first, target Resistance Hero Poe to get offense down, thanks to C-3PO. Mind tricks on Resistance Hero Finn. Here we're just basically looking for some exposes, which gives TM thanks to Rey's lead. Now, again, try and get some exposes, and I think here he just calls C3 to give TM reduction on the target to prevent Finn from moving. It's a smart move, because if Finn goes, he'll cleanse everybody. So now the goal is to have Rey go again. Doesn't really matter what happens. Let's pause here a moment. You can see now Rey has a choice of who to use mind tricks on. She could use it on Resistance Hero Finn, but it doesn't really do much for him. He's dazed and he has, most importantly, ability block. The clear choice here is to use it on Old School Finn, because as soon as he takes a turn, he's going to cleanse, and, well, it's not sure whether he will go before Old School Finn or go before Resistance Hero Finn, but as soon as he cleanses and puts his taunt up, getting through the rest of the characters is going to be a big problem. So let's see who he targets. Goes again for Resistance Hero Finn. Now trying to take out Old School Finn. Both Resistance Hero Finn and Poe are about to go, and they put out a lot of damage, and the fight is effectively over. This is a good example of how one single move can cost you the fight, and in these 3v3s, they're over very, very quickly. Tough fight. Let's move on to the next one. The next fight we have is from Indigo. Again, we featured him before. With Old Ben, Wampa, and Watt versus Mother Talzin, Ventress, and Spirit. This is a great matchup against Night Sisters, using Wampa or any attacker. Wampa is useful because he has an unavoidable basic and some stacking damage. And with Watt's Blast Tech weapon mod, it prevents revives, so it's excellent against Night Sisters. The third character, Old Ben in this case, is flexible as long as it's a tank. So when you use the Bactoid shield generator, they will auto taunt. Old Ben is great because of his mind tricks and the buffs, hit point, and turn meter that he gives when he dies. Here we go into the fight. Shield tech goes on Old Ben first. Then it'll be the weapon tech on Wampa afterwards. Old Ben goes, targeting Mother Talzin. That's great. When Watt's called to assist a doppel, we put on the targeted character, and Spirit would evade it. weapon tech on WAMPA. He does his AoE days. The dots are great because this WAMPA has cornered foe, the Zeta, so he gets 5 more offense, health steal, and 10% counter chance with it. Now obviously going after Mother TALZIN first, and very unfortunately she dies from the dots. This means she can be called back when other Night Sisters use a basic. That's a downside. Okay, let's pause here for a moment. Now there's a choice to either hit Ventress, Massage Ventress, or Night Sister Spirit. Spirit is the correct choice. Because Ventress can only do basics and a Dispel, which will really do no harm to the team, she's no real threat at this point. She will ramp a little bit, but not dramatically. Spirit is the main issue, because with Foresight up, she hits very hard, and she has the potential to turn around the whole fight, but certainly to do the most damage. So let's see what happens here. So Indigo goes for Ventress, she doesn't die. Spirit does an enormous amount of damage. We have another choice to go for Spirit, but instead he used Furious Foe, and Old Ben died. Now luckily, WAMPA is still a beast, literally and figuratively, and easily kills Spirit. But this is a case where 2 banners were lost that didn't need to be lost. Good fight, good win, but there's still a potential to make a couple more banners in GAC. Let's go on to the next one. The next fight we have is from CubsFanHan, and it is with General Skywalker, Snips, or Ahsoka Tano, and ARC Trooper, versus Rex, Fives, and ARC Trooper. This fight is actually more tricky than it may seem. Usually when you have General Skywalker on offense, you have a lot of confidence. But Snips and ARC, compared to the enemies, are under-geared a bit. And if you cannot get the enemy Fives down and then Rex afterwards fast enough, you may get more than one aerial advantage, and that can really cause you a problem. The Rex-led teams do have an enormous amount of turn meter gain as well, with Grant's Clone and 501st allies, 15% turn meter whenever someone in the enemy team is crit. Let's see how it goes. Alright, we can see here in the first move, the enemy Rex goes faster, and Skywalker crits Rex right away. This is really one of the main dangers of the fight, getting Rex or ARC down too soon. Targeting Rex here is another mistake with ARC Trooper. The goal is to get Fives down as fast as possible. Let's pause here for a moment. Now there's a choice of either using just basics on Fives, or using Sundering Strike for the Armor Shred, which will be followed up by Force Grip, the AoE. Here, the choice is always basics, because killing Rex would be terrible because Fives would sacrifice with his tactical advantage and boost up Rex and ARC, giving them a lot more speed and offense, defense, etc. But he does choose to use the AoE here, and luckily doesn't kill Rex. So still looking okay, except with counterattacks. There goes Rex and 5 sacrifices. Alright, so now Rex and ARC Trooper on the enemy side are both beefed up and much faster. The G12 Ahsoka does not seem to be doing very well. ARC Trooper goes down, Ahsoka goes down. This is not good. Luckily, due to the Chosen One unique from General Skywalker, anytime that he crits an opponent, he reduces or increases their cooldowns, rather. And here versus ARC, this is a tough one because ARC's turret does true damage, which ignores defense, of which Skywalker has a lot, but he managed to win. That's a close fight. It's great he won. It should have been a lot easier if the AoE Force Grip and Sundering Strike weren't used earlier in the fight. But he won. Great job. Let's move on to the next one. This next fight from BLACKMAMBA features Bastila, Old Ben, and Snips, Ahsoka, versus BB-8, Kylo Ren Unmasked, and Padme. Yes, it is an auto-set team that he's fighting, but this is a fact for many people. You're going to run into at least one of these, one opponent usually who sets one of these. They're difficult to kill with the minimum team possible, which you want to do to maximize your points if you're headed for Kyber. KRU is the main problem because his natural regen on hit from the Scarred unique gives him quite a bit of health each time he takes damage. Let's see how it goes. Alright, starting out the fight, doing a stun on KRU, that's nice. Mind Tricks, as you'll notice, do not take TM from any of the opponents because Padme is active and her unique always a choice. Prevents anybody on her team having their TM increased or decreased. So in this case, it doesn't matter that they're not Galactic Republic, it'll still stop the TM gain. Really, it's just beating on people now with Ahsoka Tano. The nice thing is her basic dispels debuffs, and she does quite a lot of damage with her larger hit with the buffs from Bastila. It helps also dispelling secret intel from BB-8 because that slows down Illuminated Destiny, which if it did go off would certainly give the opponent's team a significant advantage. Alright, there goes Padme, she's down. BB-8 should fall pretty quickly. He does counterattack, but there's no other resistance allies here, so it doesn't really do that much damage. Just slows it down a little bit. These auto-set defensive teams are annoying, but still something everybody has to get through. Now there's a bit of an issue. The question is really, will Ahsoka be able to kill KRU? Because with his Scarred unique, he gets 8% of his health each time he takes damage. There's no healing immunity on this team, so it's really just a slugfest. He doesn't get 5% health and protection like he does when he's the leadership. That happens anytime when he takes, when he gains or loses a status effect, but that's only applied when he's the leadership. So now it's just a matter of beating him down, hopefully, with this team. You can see that they're doing more than the 6100 points of healing that he's taking, so he will go down. His TM is reduced now since Padme isn't available, and there he goes, a nice 54-point win. Great job making the most and getting those banners. Our next fight here is from Ando 90, and it's using Hux, First Order TIE Pilot, First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot versus Dooku, Sunfac, and Geonosis Soldier. This is a great counter move from Ando, since Hux's dominance prevents the enemy team from countering when it's active. And the main advantage of using Dooku on defense is that his leadership, when he counterattacks, he ignores protection and inflicts an unresistible and unavoidable tenacity down, and healing immunity can be tough to deal with, and dominance prevents those counterattacks. Alright, here Hux moves first, and that's great when facing Dooku there with Master of Makashi, like I mentioned earlier, and Oppressive Fire blows up Dooku before he even moves. That's awesome. Now Special Forces TIE Pilot is going to use Oppressive Burst, which calls an assist that stuns and does a lot of damage. Another advantage of Hux's leadership is it does 50% more basic damage, and when Dominance is active, that blue circle over his head, it gives an additional 50% crit damage. So basics do a huge amount of damage. AoE, no counterattack from Sunfac. Sunfac takes an attack and has a lucky dodge, and there you go, 54 banners, easy. 2 characters you might not have used that much, and Hux. Very nice 54-point win. Our last fight from Maste Ryan is the fight of the week. This is using Stormtrooper Han, C-3PO, and 3PO and Chewie, or Chewpio as I call him, versus Finn, Poe, and Holdo. Almost all of the matches with 3PO are new, so there's no proven path to victory. He puts out a lot of damage, and because Stormtrooper Han is a rebel, C-3PO's Cyborg Relations unique will inflict expose whenever another rebel or himself uses a basic. This, along with the assists from Chupio, he assists on any skill usage, and his damage reduction versus via Shining Distraction and the AoEs from his Chewy's Rage should be able to get most defensive teams down, but most people haven't seen any of these fights, so it's really a bit of a guessing match before you go into it. Alright, the fight starts out here with C3 going first, building some stacks of translation on Chupio with Oh My Goodness, and Chupio does an assist as well as the basic. Unfortunately there's days, but he uses Shining Distraction to cleanse himself and apply blind. It's a great skill. Now C3 is using his basic, which always calls an assist. Stormtrooper Han got his taunt up. The first AoE goes down, doesn't do a lot of damage. Again, using the basic to reduce TM. Apply an expose and call an assist. It's a great move. Here, could do another AoE and build up another stack of translation on Han. He doesn't have days, so he'll assist. Yeah, those exposes do a lot of damage, 20% each time. Makes a big difference over time. There goes Bunker Buster from Holdo again. Does apply daze to everybody, and you can see, even though Poe used Hold the Line, or excuse me, Resistance Bravado on Stormtrooper Han, he already had Taunt. So even though it applies buff immunity, it doesn't remove any existing buffs. So whenever Han is taunting here, with his bluff unique, he is giving all allies 20% turn meter, and with the unique, it gives him 25% chance to remove enemy turn meter anytime he's damaged while he has the taunt active. So it's a huge boost, and you can see how quickly the team is moving. There goes Finn, and really that was their only source of damage. So the fight is basically over. Taunt doesn't do a lot there since he has buff immunity. Poe uses Resistance Bravado on him again, but there's really not much to do here. Just keep on using basics. Chupio will assist. Apply that blind. It's a wonderful debuff blind. It's great to see it used more often now with Chupio. Wonderful when it's on the opponent's team. Now Holdo is left alone. Basics, and just waiting for Chupio to take another turn, do some damage, assist, and just slowly wearing her down. The protection regeneration is amazing for Grand Arena 2. What a great 54-point win. Great usage of Chupio, and you're going to be seeing a lot of him, even at lower star counts in Grand Arena. Great fight. Thanks for watching another episode of The Kyber Show. If you do enjoy this show, I'd like to recommend another show for you as well. It's on the Escape Pod Castaways Network called GA Center. It's an informational look at nearly 59 of the fiercest competitors and content creators from around the world. They don't go in depth quite as much as we do here, but they do break down the week-to-week and month-to-month progression of their Grand Arena Championships. I think you'd enjoy checking out their show. If you don't watch it live, you can watch the replays 24 hours afterwards on the Escape Podcast YouTube channel. We'll put a link down below if you're interested. It's pretty cool. I enjoy their show quite a lot. And speaking of GAC content creators and content, if you ever see a fight you'd like to understand, or if you think it's amazing and I should analyze it, please let me know. Stop by Discord and send me a link, and I'd love to check it out. I'll talk to you next week. Cheers!